So this is like more of like on the video game scam, but he scammed Cam too. When he played Kai, when he played Kai in 2K, he scammed the fuck out of him. Cause like I don't know if you guys know 2K like this, but like, so here's something 2K players love to do. And I played 2K with Black Guy for a long time in my life, and even when I got really good at the game, he would dominate me, and I couldn't quite understand why. Because we were literally on the same skill level. So I was like, I don't understand.
He was cheating.
He was. And if you tell a 2K player that they're cheating with this, they will get irate with you. They will get in your fucking face, because they don't like it that you call it cheating. Either they get irate or they just call you a bitch or something like that, or tell you don't know how to play the game. It's called sliders, my friends. It's called sliders. So you go into the menu. So what happens in 2K, what these guys like to do is they go, hey, you want to play a friendly game of 2K? And they go, sure, especially if they're going to bet on it, but we'll do both scenarios. You want to play a friendly game of 2K? Oh, yeah, man, sure. Hey, you want to play some 2K? Put some money on it? I'm all right. I'm probably, same skill. You see me play. Yeah, I have seen you play. It's all right. We'll play together. I've been playing longer than you. I should be able to beat you. And then once money's locked, the game set in, they go, hold on, I just want to change something real quick. And then they go into the settings, and there's these things called sliders where you can adjust, like, off a vague example, you can adjust like how fast your fast break is, how often you guys go for fast break, how often you're changing up, how often you're fucking running the certain plays. You can set certain plays for you guys to auto run. You can do all these things so that way your game is completely fully optimized, so that way you are just on it. Like your players are running NPC shit like crazy, and you're just passing the ball and hitting points. And the other guy, you are like, all right, let me set up at the top of the key, and ball stolen. It's insane. It truly does make their gameplay better, and it's cheating. It is cheating, but 2K doesn't consider it cheating, and guys who fucking suck 2K's dick, they also don't consider it cheating. So, but much like Apex, one day cheating will get out of the game, and they'll be like, how am I supposed to play the game? Play the game it was intended to play.
Oh yeah, Apex players are fucking pissed right now.
Good.
Mostly controller players.
Yeah, good. Get good. Get good. Learn how to play the game with its actual mechanics. It's so stupid. I don't play Apex. I have played Apex. I don't play it, so I'm not sitting there saying I'm good. I'm just saying,
yeah,
get good.
No, they were just taking advantage of the actual mechanics that were there, like to make it cheating. It's like when you use death mode in Fortnite.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I don't know what death mode is in Fortnite.
Def, DEF, DEAF.
Death mode. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not cheating. That's actually for deaf people.
Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. Are you deaf?
I am hard of hearing. I have been listening to loud music in my ears for quite some time. So yeah, actually, I am.
I have been listening to a lot of Slipknot recently.
Yeah. Fuck you. That's insensitive. Yeah.
When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. Who the fuck is that guy? Oh, don't be scared, homie.
Welcome to Throwing Hands.
You're playing touch butt with that dork in the park, the ponytail.
My balls are hot.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Throwing Hands Podcast. We are the judges of the craziness, the bullshit, and the Octagon control. I am your host, Joe. These are my co-hosts, Ian and Darnell. Here again after another week of fights. February 3rd was the most recent fight night with Dolidze and Imavov, and it was let me ask you this. I know you guys were watching from probably what Pete on. I'm not too sure. Or no, not
I
Pete.
I started at the main card at Gilbert and Charles.
Okay, well I'll tell you guys from the prelims. Pretty good. Honestly, I feel like these prelims were probably slept on by some people because these were really good fights for the most part. The only fight that's nothing really to talk about is the Quinones versus Medeiros fight. Not much to talk about there. A lot of counter striking going on. But just to start off talking about Jamal Pogues versus Thomas Peterson, Pogues looked good. He looked different. He still looked fat as fuck, but he still looked good in there. He was throwing really good distant kicks, keeping really good range. Real good Jamal Pogues he's the heavyweight at the beginning of the prelims.
He's got the goofy ass hair.
Yeah, he got rid of the goofy ass hair too. He just has like regular hair now, and I'm like, good, that's good. Stop focusing on having weird child devil hair and
I liked it.
Regular hair. It's crazy. Thomas Peterson also was really good in this fight. He was taking some blows by Jamal Pogues, but he was really trying to shoot for a takedown heavily, and he just could not get it. I mean, if I had to critique this fight at all, hey, Thomas Peterson, commit to this takedown. You got to shoot. You got to have the coach who tells you. When you hear those coaches, they shoot for takedown, they go, push, because you got to just keep pushing right through them. You got to push through them to get them down to the goddamn canvas. Thomas would go, shoot, fuck. And then he'd stand back up. He'd be like, that's not going to work. Carolina. The Carolinas, Luana Carolina versus Storlenko. Surprising outcome in this. So to break it down for you guys, Storlenko pretty much had her in the first round. Had her in the first half, ain't gonna lie. She was pretty much really piecing her up pretty well. When they went to the ground, it seemed like Storlenko was going to be able to take control. A lot of these fights had the story of cardio. Some of these fights, I'll say. Some of these fights had the story of cardio. And surprisingly, Luana won this fight in cardio and was piecing her up with the kicks. Just kept piecing her up with kicks. Body, leg. And eventually clipped her. And then what happened to Storlenko? She stumbled back and busted her fucking ankle. She stumbled back and she landed right on her toes.
That's not a busted ankle. If that's the fight you're talking about, her shit. That it wasn't even a roll. That shit completely dislocated. Her foot was going this way. Her leg was still this way.
Yep.
And it was just like, oh, what the fuck, dude?
Done. Shit was bad. Yeah. So I mean, I think that she was gonna lose that fight. She was already on the stumble back anyway. So Luana Carolina, now the MMA math is weird. Luana Carolina loses to Molly. Molly loses to Storlenko. Storlenko loses to Carolina. Last week we talked about Pete Rodriguez and the demon Pete Rodriguez. He died. He died. Little did we know, I totally forgot about Thimba. I totally forgot about him and like his story and being like, you know, sponsored by The Rock and everything like that. And I'm like, oh, that's right. This guy's him. He's gonna knock out Pete Rodriguez. I forgot about that. In case anybody doesn't know, Thimba, you know, came over from Zimbabwe and fucking as that his story was like he had like $7 to account. Hey, fucking Dwayne, I also have like $7 in my account, so I don't know. Fucking help me out. Fucking piece of shit. And once I realized that, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. And they were showing the Thimba highlights, and I was like, I totally forgot about this guy, and that's on me. This guy's him. Pete Rodriguez, you are not the demon. You are now the dead demon. You have been exorcised, sir. You are done.
Well, 32 seconds, round one. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, and he didn't even really touch Thimba either. He pretty much quickly over.
From what the UFC says, Rodriguez did not land a single strike.
There you go. Can't argue with them either.
That's unfortunate as fuck.
Yeah, no shit.
12 strikes total.
I got hyped after the Pete Rodriguez fight because that shit was a crazy knockout. And then I didn't even pay attention to this Charles Johnson fight. I was watching as it was going. This was a banger, and I know bangers. I forgot that they had a Kazakhstanian, and I was like, oh, well, anytime you got somebody from Kazakhstan, it's gonna be a good fight. That it was, my friend. That it was. But surprisingly, the Kazakhstanian could not take the decision, which was very interesting. You guys are as good as I thought. And of course, you guys missed the Molly fight. It was great. I'll tell you this. I didn't know that she was going down in weight, so that's good. And she even said in her post-fight interview, she like apologized to everybody for not fighting at her natural weight, and this is what it should be. And then afterwards, I mean, again, hey, she loses by ground. So like in her last few fights, she's just getting fucked up on the ground. And then what does she do? She gets a brown belt while she's gone, and comes back and just submits with an armbar on Belbita. During the standing, very good. Very good. She threw a spinning elbow at one point, and I was like, oh, Jesus, here she goes. Here she goes. she gonna try and aim for it. But she did. DC was talking about it and was saying how she, you know, as it being typically the smaller fighter in there against the longer person, you want to be pressing the action, going in for strikes and whatnot, which is exactly what Molly was doing. Pressing in, strike, and then staying to the outside of the strikes, right outside of her range, and then storming back in and striking till eventually she could get a takedown, which was awesome. So big improvement by Molly. Back excited to see her. Not on a hype train, just excited to see her fight again.
Oh no, I saw these people. I can't say their names except for Mahmoud. because I know how to say that. I saw
Mahmoud.
the 10-second fight of, hey, here's my finger, meet my eye.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna say,
and they-
Stab me in the face.
I was gonna say, oh yeah, you talking about that part where Russia dude over here just tried to rip his goddamn eye out, fucking Rey Mysterio style. Yeah,
Bro said, this is mine.
that was crazy. And I like, yo, by the way, Muradov during that, there was a point where he was it was so funny the way he did it. He was showing them that he genuinely couldn't open his eye by closing both of his eyes and then opening his eyes and just showing that only one's opening. And he was like, see? I can only do one. I was like, that's so funny.
I'm not faking this shit.
Yeah, he went right up to the Russian guy, went in his face and was like, look, I can't open it. It's so fucking fun. Also, shouts out to I really need to learn her name, but that female commentator they had on there, because for this one she tried to be humble about it. She's like, I'm not trying to like medically diagnose this or anything like that, but she did give a really good analysis as to like what is happening with that specific type of eye injury and that eye rake and what it means for the muscle and all this stuff, and like how hard it is that the guy wants to open his eyes, but obviously the muscle will refuse to let him move it. And I was like, most of the time these guys just go, no, that's bad. That's real bad. And, you know, you hate to see it. And she's like, so here's actually what's happening medically. And I was like, that's really cool. That was awesome. I like that. The Charles Radke fight, which started the main card, was great. It was Charles Radke got an incredible knockout. Weird post-fight stuff. So talking about in this last fight, he's like, you know, real down on himself. He got a win, but he was real shitty on himself. There was a great performance. Then he KOs and he's telling people, y'all gonna know now. You're gonna pay attention, and you're gonna give me the respect I deserve. And DC had to go in there and be like, buddy, we always thought you were great. I don't know where this is coming from. Well, I just got to go out there and show everybody I'm championship material, you know? I'm like, yeah, okay.
Wasn't he the one yelling like to get like the fight of the night bonus too?
Probably. I don't think he got it.
Wasn't he the one who was yelling like 50K or some shit like that? Pretty sure that was him.
Bro did not get it.
Yeah, I was saying he did not get it though. Yeah, that's why. It was like I said. Also, it's just post fight was just way too weird and like arrogant. Like it seems almost like emotionally disconnected. Like he is genuinely screaming at people saying, "You're gonna recognize me. You're gonna realize who I am now." I'm like, dude, not a single person in here was doubting you. We on the way to the Octagon, they were like, Charles Radke is a fucking monster. I'm like, yeah, I thought we all agreed on that. I don't know. Charles Radke, get it together mentally, but go out there and put some more wins together, my guy. Good shit.
I'm like, you're doing good. Just add therapy in there.
Yeah, right. Whatever Sean's doing.
Sean's expressing himself.
Yeah. Well, maybe he needs to express himself a little bit. Kill somebody. Whoops, wrong thing. Natalia Silva was a sleeper fight because I was watching, and Natalia Silva versus Viviana was incredible. Really back and forth. Natalia was throwing a lot of karate style kicks, a lot of teep kicks, a lot of shit that was landing real hard. Viviana would not go down though. A couple times where it looked like Natalia was gonna win the fight as well, but Viviana, strong bitch, very good flyweight fight. Best I can say for that.
Yeah, she was definitely too tough for her own fucking good because her shit was snapping back a lot.
Yeah. They were calling her a Pez dispenser in there. That's right.
The amount of head kicks and spinning kicks that she was taking to the head is like, hey, you should probably just stop.
You should maybe hey, have your coaches throw in the towel for you. I know that's a fine, but you know, maybe go ahead and do it anyway.
Save yourself the headache.
Randy Brown starts getting the main event, the main card exciting. He really goes in there and I mean just puts on a show. I did not expect that at all. That was wild. The way he puts on a striking show against the Kung Fu master like that. That was crazy.
Yeah, I had changed my decision right when they showed that he was 39 years old.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right when he said it, I was like, oh, I didn't know he was that old. Okay, never mind. He might. There's a good chance he loses his shit.
Yeah, and taking that out of the picture too, Randy Brown looked good. He looked different. He looked real good in there, and I'm really excited to see what his next fight will what his next fight will be, because I think he's showing that. Oh, that's right. You know what? I'm sorry to take this back so quickly, but he's a Bilal dick rider. He's in Bilal's camp and he rides Bilal's dick. So actually, fuck this guy. And his goal is to I want fucking Bilal to win the title, and then I'm coming for it. I'm like, shut up.
It's like he probably knows it's an easy fight.
That's a good point. Yeah, for real.
And he's just like, yeah. I want you to go Bilal. I'll beat your ass.
Second Bilal. But that's the other thing. I'm like, doggy, I would, when he was talking like that, I'm like, dude, I know you're doing that because it's your friend. I think anybody would rather see you versus Leon. That would be an incredible striking match. I've been waiting to talk about this. Since this morning because I had to tell Reese about it. Drew Dober versus Renato, the big pussy moicano. You know, he changed his nickname from his last fight to the money because he changed his nickname to Money Moicano because he wants big money knockouts. I want big money fights with big money knockouts. That's not exaggeration. That's how his dumb, retarded ass sounds, too. I sound like this because I'm a fucking retard. I'm a fucking Brazilian bitch.
Yeah.
So why do you hate Brazil? Do
I
you hate Anderson Silva?
It's a terrible country if you think about it.
he's actually not wrong. He's actually not wrong right there. But no, being more realistic.
You hate our Lord and Savior.
The Lord and Savior. Shut the fuck. Hey, that's Carl Weathers. You should show some fucking respect. Rest in peace,
He's
Carl
dead
Weathers. So now it's Anderson Silva. No, being realistic, like obviously I say that to just get a reaction. I don't obviously fucking hate, but it doesn't matter. Brazil takes that pretty seriously. And I also don't give a fuck. You won't catch me in Brazil anytime soon, my guy. That being said,
hey, you say that. I'm telling you, you're gonna end up down there.
No. I don't think
somebody's gonna approach you at the airport with the video of you saying all this, and they're just like,
yeah. I'm gonna spit in their face. I'm gonna get the first strike. They're gonna go, what the fuck? And then I'm gonna be fucking their ass up on my feet because I'm not a pussy who needs to go to the ground like Renato Moicano. Yeah,
but you know jiu-jitsu though.
I do know jiu-jitsu. Yeah. No. Like I said, being realistic, obviously it's just, you know, I'm saying that to get a rise, but in my opinion, to be like more, I guess what I should be saying is he's a disgrace to Brazil and a disgrace to Brazilians. Realistically, man, Renato, you're so lucky you're in the UFC. You're so lucky you're in the fucking UFC right now, dude. Like, Dana should have, if your stupid little fucking dumb post presser went any worse or anything like that, you would be so gone right now. Dana would be in your fucking ear. He'd be talking about you in the post, being like, he's gone. I don't know what that was. I don't know what the fuck he thinks he's doing, but he's gone. Somehow you're still around. I fucking hate this guy. Number one enemy of the podcast, number one enemy of mine is Renato Moicano. He's a fucking bitch. You stand there in your interviews and talk mad shit talking about, I'm going to show everybody I can stand and bang. I can knock people out. I'm a money fighter. I'm going to go for submissions and big wins. And what did you do the second Drew Dober touched you with his fist? You held on for dear life. And let me say this. I am so fucking disappointed in the commentator team. I'm so disappointed in them in that moment because that is ignorant. You all were acting ignorant. Renato Moicano was sitting there laying on top of him for multiple minutes at a time. Just doing nothing at all until the third round, mind you, where at the last 45 seconds when he had him down, he started trying to pepper in little
25.
baby shots. It was.
Oh, I know.
It was last like.
It was the 25 seconds when Herb would fucking stand him up.
Yeah.
Or, I forget who the ref was.
Herb, whoever it was, they never stood them up. No,
it was the last 25 seconds.
So he goes in there, he does all that little bit of shit, and the whole time, the first time that the ref, it was in the second round, I believe it was, or maybe it was in the beginning of the third, right when they went down, the ref says, work. And they got pissed off at the ref because, oh, it's way too early. No. As the one, I'll give that British bitch, that one little British pussy, one little piece of, like, you know, shred of light, which is that he said, you know, hey, maybe the ref's looking at the scope of the fight entirely. And you could tell DC was about to give him shit because he immediately went, no, but I hear what you're saying. And I'm like, no. Say what you're saying. Say it with your chest because you want to say what everybody else here is thinking. The fight is fucking boring. Drew Dober has a chance on the feet. Renato's not progressing. He needs to progress for position or do some type of submission attempt. He is doing neither for multiple minutes at a time and no stand-up was happening. In the entire time, the commentator team is sitting there going, oh, Renato's, he's trying right here. Oh, he's trying to move his, you know, and he's trying, oh, and when Renato finally got mount for like a few seconds, they were like, and there you go. And that, I'm like, no, it took him 3 fucking minutes to get there. You are ignorant. You need to call it as it is. If a fighter is being boring, you need to call it. You need to tell people at home, here's what's happening. Hinato does not want to feel the power, so he is going to lay here. Instead, because Drew was holding a lockdown so he doesn't get mounted, they put it on Drew saying, Drew's got a lockdown, holding on for dear life. I am disgusted by the way that whole match was called. Genuinely. I don't give a fuck what anybody has to say about their fucking opinion about it. If I'm being too much, I don't care. Sorry, I'm passionate about something that's fucking blatantly fucking obvious. That was disgusting. They fucking shat on Drew Dober for fucking what? Putting on a show and trying to survive when he was trying to get, somebody was trying to mount him and he puts a lockdown on him. So what? So now there's a lockdown. The other guy's not doing anything. So what's the answer? Stand up. Oh, but wait, guys. DC thinks that's too soon to stand him up. You gotta let him work. Fuck out of here with that. Hinato's a fucking pussy. That fucking fight was bullshit. And Drew Dober, in my stance, didn't even lose that fight. That fight didn't even matter. Just move on. Move on from there. Drew Dober's gonna go on to the next fight, and he's gonna be bigger than Hinato. Fuck this guy.
I mean, it also kind of says something when you throw 142 strikes, allegedly, and only 23 of them are significant.
Yep. It says a lot.
Because, like, the entire, like, all these strikes that they were counting was just Drew covering because, obviously, you know, he's being laid on.
Yep.
And yes, you know, you could say, well, Drew needs to learn how to get up from the ground, you know, work on his grappling.
Yeah, but
in the same sense, no, I hear what you're saying.
And I would say to that, though, even though that's totally right, Drew was actively fucking pushing.
Yeah, he was
bursting.
definitely trying. Yeah, for sure. But, you know, that's where it comes into where it's like, you know, Renato, you know, he just was able to keep him down. You know, obviously, yes, in that sense. Of course, it's a boring ass fight. But again, you know, Drew Dober needs to work on getting up or working on his ground game.
Yeah, and the thing is that, like, I totally agree with that. Here's the thing about the ground game he worked on. He did exactly, if he can't get up, which is what he tried to do, he tried to get up. He did exactly what you should do in order to keep your to get up, which is he put the lockdown on and held on to Hinato. And like I said, they sat there for 3 minutes doing nothing. So Drew couldn't get up, so he forced the get up, and they wouldn't let him get up. I don't really think there's any much more Drew can do on the ground besides, you know, like I said, and also Hinato's a way higher level black belt than him. Like Drew, I don't even think Drew's a black belt. So,
well, but again, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, again, work on the ground game so that doesn't happen again. So that way, at least, you know, he could put that much more of an advantage on, you know, his entire fight game. But, you know, that fight would have gone a lot differently if he trained more jiu-jitsu.
I would just tack onto it and just say they should get a better ref who is not afraid of breaking up. That all the refs.
Yeah, I was talking about all that shit excluded.
No, I know, but I'm saying that I think that the refs nowadays are too afraid to break up positions because all the time Joe and DC and the wrestling and jiu-jitsu dick riders are like, that's too soon. Are you kidding me? He's going for position, and I'm like, it's fucking boring, and I don't want to see it, and the ref doesn't want to see it, and the fans don't want to see it. So shut the fuck up. Go watch fucking the whatever invitational, the UFC invitational. Go watch Eddie Bravo fucking Project Planet shit. Shut the fuck up. Stop riding the dick of jiu-jitsu and grappling. It's not all that matters. And it's admittedly, it is not the most exciting thing in UFC. And these refs are too afraid because they're afraid that Joe and all of them are going to be like, you can't do that. Oh, and they're going to get in Dana's ear and then they're going to be pissed at they're fucking bitches.
It's a back and forth thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I agree with them, but again, sometimes I agree that, you know, the ref should definitely stand them up no matter, you know, who's quote unquote advancing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's back and forth. No, there should be slight, you know, things that could be worked on in that, but again, it's person to person.
I have a proposal. Just like in the UFC games, they introduce a new version, a new mode in fucking real life UFC, stand and bang mode. no ground game. No.
UFC stand. Well, it's basically slap fights. No,
no, I mean it's basically like kickboxing, but yeah. the only exception is you could get put up against the cage and do like kind of like the cage fighting a little bit. That would be it. Otherwise, no grappling. All stand and bang. Drew Dober would be king. That. Yeah. It's also just called BKFC also.
True.
Yeah.
Wait, can they kick in that?
No, they can't. No.
All right. Well, never mind then.
Yeah.
See, UFC could do it.
Yeah, UFC could do it. Calming me down a little bit was, in fact, the fight that I had no stakes in at all. So I just got to enjoy like a good fight. Roman Dolidze and Imavov, aka Mini Musasi, in my opinion, fucking put on a great show together, honestly. Oh, one more thing about the Hanato thing. 29-28. I'm sorry, I didn't know that was unanimous now. I'm sorry, I didn't know 29-28 was unanimous. Guess I'm just retarded and I never knew UFC rules because pretty sure that's split. Pretty sure. But I guess we're just calling it all unanimous now. Who gives a fuck about the points then? What do we 30-28 is unanimous. The 29-27 is unanimous.
No, I thought split decision was two judges base it the same, and then one judges it differently.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm like, how could it be 29-28? How could it be 29-28 if all three judges gave it? I don't understand that. How could it be 29-28?
They all gave it 29-28. So that's why it's unanimous, because they all gave one guy 28 and one guy.
I see how that works, but I think that's retarded. I see how that works, but that's retarded. If every score is a split, then it should just be split. But I'm like, yeah, fucking, it's a split. They by 1 point. I don't know. It's like, is it by points or by the people? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of dumb. If I understand,
people.
Yeah,
the judges,
right? I understand, but then what's their score? Why can't they just put a check mark next to who they thought won at that point? Who gives a fuck about? That's what I'm saying. Who gives a fuck about the points?
What it is?
Yeah, who gives a shit about the points anymore? He said him. He said him. Fucking, what are we doing here? All right, back to Imavov and Dolidze. Yeah, apparently, what's funny is I think Dolidze is at Extreme Couture, and they have like a bunch of them have fought Imavov already, and so the coach was like, I think we have a pretty good idea of how to beat him, obviously, and I'm like, but you didn't, though. You didn't. Got fucked up. I don't think that illegal knee had anything to do with it.
Oh, that wasn't a knee. That was just a good old fashioned kick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he kicked him right in the fucking face.
No, that shit was illegal. His hand was still down, but that still brings on the problem of, hey, get rid of this fuck ass rule set where people get to play this bullshit game.
Yeah.
Bring in one rule set. Everyone's dying, and we're just gonna have to accept that.
Well, especially when they're like in the middle of the cage. Like I could understand if they were both like, leaning up against the cage, but like when you're in the middle,
fuck off. Don't play that game. You gonna catch his knee, a foot, something. Don't do that, because now we're literally just sitting on the cage doing nothing to each other.
Yeah.
My feet are available. Hey, just like John Donner has said, bro. Hey, why ignore 50% of the body? You gonna catch these legs.
You gonna catch these legs. Throwing legs.
Spin off.
It shouldn't be a thing. Hey, you want to do that? Cool. You're gonna get fucked up for it.
I genuinely thought Dolidze was gonna win that fight too. Imavov
he was gonna win the fight until fucking Herb Dean didn't save his life in the first round.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It made him suffer for another 20 fucking minutes.
That's true. I forgot about the big rock in the first round. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus. What a horror. I mean, shouts out because, if you're a big Dolidze fan, you want to see him try to win the fight. You're like, yeah, he's still alive. But everybody else was like, that's a bad idea.
He clearly was knocked out or overly rocked. Like
Bro was on death's door.
Yeah.
Like all the negatives on the refs tonight. Like, Herb, what were you thinking?
Somebody had money on that fight.
Yeah, for real though.
I'm telling you. Somebody had money, and they were like, he can't.
Damn it, Drake.
He's like this.
Drake, yeah, no shit. That wraps up the passing UFC card. All in all, good, but, fuck Moicano.
I would be all right if it never happened.
I would also be all right if that card never happened. I agree with that. That's a good grade for the card. What grade would you give it? I'd be okay if it never happened.
It was just a bunch of low and mid card people just thrown together.
Yep. That might be the name of this episode. I wish that never happened.
I wish this card never happened. D-. I guess it passed.
You only get a D- because of in my opinion, I'm gonna be dead ass with you guys. Randy Brown and then the prelims. That's why you guys get a D-. I'll give you a D+ because of that.
Yeah, there's a little bit in there, but really nothing.
Next week's card though should be a little bit more interesting. Let's start off in the pre-list card. Let's see, February 10th at the Apex, Jack Hermanson versus Joe Pyfer as the main event. Starting down on the prelims, right off the back, Orichi Lang, or as I like to call him, Orichi Maru. Starting off in the prelims for a bantamweight fight against Daniel Marcos.
Did they just mash his name together? Like,
doesn't it look like it? That's what I always think.
His first and last name, it's all together. Or does he not have a last name?
I think there's like 3 or 4 fighters that are like that, like named like that. No last name, just a name.
Fun fact, he was part of the never mind. I bail on that joke. I bail. Richie Lang coming off of 1 decision win, but Daniel Marcos is coming off of 2 wins back to back. 1 decision, 1 KO. So, and against 2 really good guys. So not really looking really tight for Richie Lang. Honestly, I'm gonna pretty much say he's not gonna win this fight. Daniel Marcos more than likely gonna win that fight. Yo, who is this guy who stands out on the card like a sore thumb? Bogdan Guskov, who's from Uzbekistan.
What?
Who? Fucking. Oh, he lost his last fight. He lost his first fight in the UFC. He stands out like a fucking machine, but he lost his first fight.
Wow, they immediately put him against Ozdemir.
He must have been him outside of the UFC.
Yeah, for real. God damn.
He's 14-3-0. So, yeah, he must have been a monster. And now he's going to go against Zach Pauga.
Oh, I'm going for Zach.
Yep. I was just about to be like, even though Zach lost his last fight, I'm still going to go with Zach on this one. I don't know. Some of these guys from like Uzbekistan, they don't know what happens when they. I know he's from America, but Zach's clearly like got some Samoan in him a little bit, and some of these Russian guys. It's kind of like when an American guy goes up against a Russian guy and a guy from Europe, and they're like, "Oh shit, this guy is different." And I feel like these guys from like Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Dagestan, they're like they go up against a Samoan, and they're like, "What the fuck? He won't go down. God damn it." This is an interesting welterweight fight to make. Jeremiah Wells versus Max Griffin. That's very, very interesting to make.
Yeah, just wrestle Jeremiah.
You said just wrestle him?
Yeah, he has too many muscles. Bro can't really do much.
True.
He has knockout power for sure.
You get your hands wrapped around his waist, he ain't gonna be able to do anything about it. Max Griffin just comes in with a feather and tickles his nose, and he's just like, KO! And just fucking Jeremiah Wells going like, I can't itch my nose. Too muscly.
I hope Andre Fielding wins because big booty Latina bitches is what he strives for in life. Probably one of the greatest, dumbest things he could have said at a fucking post conference.
Yeah.
And he said it with such conviction, like he meant that shit. You know he meant it.
He knew how to get the crowd behind him. He's like, people will love this. People love this. We were like, we do love that. Shouts out. We talked about this. Is the Black History Month card. Shouts out Michael Johnson. Let's go. Against Darius Flowers. Darius Flowers also one fight in the UFC, lost his one and only fight. So it's kind of embarrassing when you get the jiu-jitsu tattoo that big on your chest and then you fucking lose your first fight. And he lost by submission too. Forgot about that. Damn, bro. The fuck's the point of that jiu-jitsu tattoo? What's the point?
Just fought somebody better.
It's just, I mean, maybe make it a little bit more subtle at that point. I wouldn't make my whole identity jiu-jitsu and then fucking just so I didn't get submitted in one of the biggest stages of all time. Michael Johnson also coming off of a loss. A lot of guys coming off of losses here. What's going on? Is this the losers bracket? What the fuck?
The redemption card.
Is this Backlash? Yo, I love Backlash. Backlash is one of the best. All right, anyway.
Oh my God. 22-19? Sir.
Who's 22-19?
Fuck up. Michael Johnson.
Oh, no.
Nah, bro. Retire.
He's way too close to a neutral record.
Bro, I'd be done. I get you've lost to good fighters, but I'm good on this dog.
I'm picking Michael Johnson on this fight purely off hope.
Oh my God.
Another good fight. A lot of these fights put together are really good. Brad Tavares versus Gregory Rodriguez.
You call him RoboCop like he's supposed to be.
My bad. RoboCop. this is a tough one to pick on because Rodriguez's RoboCop is way longer than Brad Tavares. I don't see Brad taking this fight, to be honest with you. Rodriguez's recent, I mean, Brad's most recent win is against Chris Weidman. So I mean, let's be real here. And then he's lost his last 2 fights against, when you consider, like, when you like go like, oh, who's losing to murderers here? Who's fighting murderers? Gregory Rodriguez, the RoboCop, has been taking on some heavy fucking talent here. So yeah, I'm sorry, Brad. I know you're feeling good off of that win off of a very old and broken Chris Weidman, but it's gonna get deflated pretty quick. Yeah, Darnell touched on Andre Fili, Dan Ige. That's a tough fight for Andre Fili, but I think he can beat Dan Ige pretty easily.
Well, Dan really needs that money, then it's a problem.
If he can storm Fili hard enough and fast enough, it might be too much for him, but if he's just going to put on light pressure and try to feel it out, you cannot stand on the outside of Andre Fili like that. He's called touchy-feely for a reason. Fuck you up, doggy. Fuck you up from the outside. He touches you, and knockout. And that's Andre Fili. So, damn, Andre Fili not ranked, but Dan Ige is. Damn. I feel like if you lose to Bryce Mitchell, you have to lose like a lot of rank points. So I don't know. Jack Hermanson, Joe Pyfer, the main event. Wow, Joe Pyfer is supposed to be that guy, so I think we'll see in this what can come of that. But until then, I'm gonna go with Jack Hermanson, just because I've liked Jack Hermanson for quite some time. I'm gonna stay loyal for right now. But
why do you like such a boring man?
Boring man? Jack Hermanson's not a boring man.
My guy fights literally are all decisions.
I think he puts on good fights. What do you mean? He just got KO'd. What do you mean?
KO. Unanimous decision. Sub against fucking Calvin.
Yeah. See, y'all done or y'all finished?
Whereas the fucking site decides it doesn't want to show who actually won against Cannonier.
Yeah, I see that. But he got a submission against Branch. He got a submission against Branch. Look at that.
Fucking David Branch isn't even in the conversation. He hasn't been in the conversation for a very
also got
long
a sub against fucking
look at that.
Got a KO against Laties.
What happened? Bro just decided I don't want to fucking knock people out anymore. Like it's like all KOs and subs, and then out of nowhere, it's just, I don't know what's happening anymore, guys.
I wanna try and figure out this fact before I make this joke. Hold on.
I don't want to see that, man.
Let's see.
Didn't he fight Sean too?
He's 35, so he's old in Darnell's words. As Darnell would normally say about a fighter like this, he's old. So that's what happened, Darnell. He got old.
He's the Joker.
It's true. He is the Joker.
He's supposed to be old.
All right.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like he definitely has lost some steam, but dang, you do make a good point though. It's the point where like Joe Pyfer could definitely just take over at that point. How old is Joe Pyfer? Let's see.
I don't know. He's going around knocking people out with a fucked up arm. So.
Joe Pyfer is 27. Yeah, he's gonna.
Oh, he's done.
Yeah, he's gonna destroy Jack Hermanson. This is actually a funeral episode for you, and we appreciate what you've done for us so far. But it was nice knowing you.
Watch Jack just fucking starch him
right in the beginning of the round.
I fucking hope so. It's like, hey, you're alive.
Yeah,
you're not fucking just going to the decision. Just going to the judges.
All right. That is everything from this past card to this next upcoming card. Predictions, breakdowns, thoughts, feelings, anger. Let us know down below in the comments what you think about what we've been talking about. A lot of anger. And make sure you subscribe as well, please, just while I have you here. Just want to remind you guys, subscribe, hit the like button if you're watching.
Click that bell.
Yep. And please share us out if you can, too. Before we move on to our next segment, I'm going to tell you guys now that you can go follow us on TikTok, Super Sour JIR. Go over to our TikTok. Hit the follow button on TikTok. Super easy, super fast. Everybody's on TikTok. Go give us a follow over there. You can see our Twitch clips, our Super Sour clips, Throwing Hands clips, everything from the past. And it's a pretty, I think we're a pretty decent follow. That being said, you can also follow our other social medias, Super Sour JIR everywhere, Facebook, Twitter, all that good shit. And then you can go follow us on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/Super Sour Games. We appreciate a follow over there. We're trying to hit to 80 followers. And you can also sub if you want to. We do have a sub button over there. Please go follow Darnell as well, Snuggy T on Twitter, and then Snuggy on TikTok. And you can see all his Destiny clips and day-to-day updates over there as well. But since we're done with all that, that means it's time to move to the end segment of the show, Street Shenanigans. Okay, in my class, you will pop it before you lock it. Otherwise, I will drop you.
If Gordon Ramsay was a dance instructor.
There we go. There we go. Go ahead. Give me another scenario. I'll be Gordon Ramsay for another scenario. Go ahead.
Oh. Gordon Ramsay as a pottery teacher.
That's pretty
You call that a vase?
It's crooked. Smash.
It's crooked.
Rebuild it. What is that? What is that? Oh, bloody hell. Right. So
I wouldn't even use that as an ashtray.
in my pottery class, you're going to use an apron. You wouldn't even use that as an ashtray. That was good. Go ahead, give me another one. Come on.
Fuck. Gordon Ramsay teaching somebody to trim a bonsai tree.
God damn it. Give me something that's not teaching. Why does he always have to be teaching somebody to do something?
I don't know, because that's what he does in his shows. That's why he gets angry at people.
Give me Gordon Ramsay giving a parking ticket. Right, big boy. So you know how fast you were going? Here, give me your car keys. Here are my car keys. I'm gonna put them between your head. I'm gonna put your head between them. What does that make you? An idiot car?
Gordon Ramsay is a cop.
Yeah. Yeah. Stop resisting. Stop.
You know how fucking fast you were going.
Okay, guys. We are ready for our end segment of the show. Street Shenanigans. That's right, guys. Street Shenanigans is where we go over street fights from all around the world to break down the craziness and the bullshit in the Octagon control, if you would, of streets from right outside in the parking lot, right outside in your neighborhood, right outside in the soccer field, right outside, mostly take fight in big areas. You know, shouts out when you go into a street fight and some guys like, you want to go to a grassy area? And you're like, oh yeah, good call, good call. We hate each other, but we don't want to die, so that's good.
But this concrete's hard.
Yeah, we know we're going to have a good fight then. So, biggest thing to let you guys know about what we do here, because we're breaking down the safety, the something they could have done different, the jiu-jitsu, maybe they could have used some jiu-jitsu, maybe they could have striked a little bit better. So that's not even, I think that's not the way I would want to say that, but you get it. I don't want to say stroked because that's not right. Struck. You're gonna get struck. Here to let you guys know something that you could do better in situations, even if it's just not being in them. But the most important thing to know about these videos, Ian.
They're all right, YouTube. They're okay. We've done the due diligence.
Yes, sir.
They are, in fact, fine.
Hell yeah. With that being said, let's bring up our first one that we have here. Hold on, I'm not even watching it. There we go. All right. This is a fun one. We got something from a box. Make sure you keep this one muted because I don't want to risk any copyright on this. This is a fun one because we have a boxer here who is it's not the craziest thing to see this anymore. It happens a lot with fighters. You get these drunken kung fu masters, these Michael Venom pages, and they put on a show. And what I don't like about this is how the ref doesn't like what's happening. But bro, this is what happens when you put drunk Unk up in the fight. Do it. Does a spin. Gets him, does a spin.
No more spinning.
Yeah. The ref is like, I don't like that. No. The guy's like, okay.
Because they like to try to keep a respectable sport. Whenever we all know it's corrupt as shit.
For real. Bunk. he just hit him with a little bunk. And like the referee is like, don't do that. Don't.
That was a rabbit punch. See, that's actually against the rules.
Ooh, hold on, pause. Okay, hold on. I've heard of this. I've never really seen it before. So a rabbit punch is illegal? Why?
I mean, you're hitting him on top of the head.
Oh, okay.
Like, look where he hits him. Like, he does that, and he just doink.
To be fair, that was a little bit of a light one, but yeah,
yeah. Because usually most grappling punches, they're like straight up bringing down hammer.
Oh
fist
no,
on
yeah,
people.
I don't like that.
Like when they're like covered up.
Here he goes. He's gonna drop the guard. This is completely against the rules here. Keep just dropping your hands, but look at him, like water, baby. Nothing out of here. And then he does a little dance, and the ref still doesn't like. He's like, "Stop dancing, stop doing that,
stop having fun."
Boop.
Why?
Boop. I love the way he like drops. He like picks up his leg, drops his leg, and fucking throws a wacky uppercut. Oh, and the ref still hates him. Get to the corner. Look, the guy's like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, keep it respectable, even though those guys like to fucking talk about each other's wives and fucking personal lives outside of the ring. Sure.
So the funny thing about this dude that I didn't know until this morning is Ian will know what this is, but he has the Blackbeard emblem on his back. Like he flies Whitebeard's flag.
Yeah, okay.
He's one of his sons. And I was like, that explains why this man was going ham. He's sure of himself. He knows. He has all the power in the world. He's fine.
This is a one-piece thing.
After I saw that,
yeah.
I was just like, oh, no wonder. This all makes sense.
Hell yeah.
This dude's just not being an asshole. He knows he's him. That's it.
It's in his blood.
Yeah. Now, a lot of what I don't like about seeing this, the only thing which is a bummer, is a lot of these guys who do this shit, which is awesome. Eventually, they get knocked down. Eventually, they stop doing it, and it's sucks.
Yeah. Well, there's like that one. I forget his name, but
Michael
his clips. Is that who that is? The guy who like does the dance.
Yeah, he would do this and then pop you with a jab like that. Yeah, that's Michael Venom Page.
Yeah, that his knockout, like that's floated around everywhere. I'm like, after that, you gotta stop doing that.
He peaked when he fucking put a dent in Cyborg's fucking forehead and caught him with a Pokeball afterwards. So disrespectful. Back to business. Is this one I sent you? Okay. All right. We like this around here a lot. This is cop versus person, and a trained police officer tries to take somebody down. Let's see how good their training is, guys. All right, looks like he's gonna try and hip toss him, and immediately, no sir. And that's
reverse.
That's a technical reverse right there. That is exactly how you're supposed to reverse that fucking judo toss.
Even though I think this guy doesn't know, he just kind of like went with it. I think he went on instincts.
For sure. I was about to be like, I see you know your judo well.
Real well. And these people just fucking recording.
Is there a weapon he's trying to get a hold of? What the hell is that guy trying to do to him? What the hell is the cop trying to do to him?
I don't know. I think he has handcuffs.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, you can send your cops to 6 months of training. It would help them so much to get them actual jiu-jitsu or judo, something. I bet there's still Boston cops who just box every day, and they're like, I'm good.
They're like, I don't need none of that.
I don't need none of that shit. And then a gun gets
they're
pulled,
like,
and he's
I'm just
like,
gonna hit him. Well, American cops, they'll just shoot him
You're
first.
right, they do the gun pulling. Yeah, you're right. All right, lesson learned there. If you need to take down a cop, you can. That's not the lesson I learned here.
They should train police officers in basic wrestling or jiu-jitsu.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Sounds like a really easy thing to do, too. You could do it in the academy while they're going through their basic training.
I forget what this is a reference to. There's like a movie or a show that does this joke, but it's like, okay, here are your options. Option 1, get the cops some proper physical combat training. And then they go, that sounds pretty good to me. And he goes, what are option 2 and 3? There is no option 2 and 3. Well, then this is a trick. No, god damn it. All right, let's move on to the next one. Yeah. Oh, look at that. We got another police officer. And
this nigga security.
Not a cop, Mortal Kombat character.
Also, fucking.
That was the caption.
If it's the security officer, damn, he's for real about his job. All right, let's see what this means. Nice.
Oh, it's a she.
I think that's an Asian he, actually. No, that is a she. No, that's a he. chasing the guy out, jabbing him in his belly, bro. He wanted more smoke. Boom.
Like the lady
Boom.
low-key caught one for no reason.
No. She hit
never
him.
mind. Never
Yeah.
mind. Never mind.
That was
Never
deserved.
mind.
Yep. She attacked him, and you can tell like there's people pointing like you did that. You did that.
you did.
They're like, no, you hit him. What if,
Boom.
yo, hold on, side note, what if
That
she
is
was trying to
sick.
hit the other guy and she just fucking sucks?
She thought it was the guy.
Yeah. Look, because there's totally, she could have been trying to hit the guy in white and then, hold on,
she
that's
grabbed
dead aim.
him.
Yeah, that's
No.
dead aim.
Yeah, no, she
knew.
grabbed on him to hold on.
She's on top of it.
That guy is drunk as fuck. He's like, what's happening?
The guy walking out, he was walking out like this while she was hitting him in the stomach.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a completely different guy too.
Not much you want to, you see this cop in the room? This is not the cop you want to try and take down. That is
No,
that cop.
you should just start running.
That
That's your
cop
best chance.
not only knows his judo well, he knows his kickboxing well, he knows his Muay Thai well, he knows his jujitsu well. Shit, he knows his nunchucks well. Shit, katana play on point. This guy's him. All right. Let's see. I think there's two more.
Yeah, there's this,
Yeah.
and then the last one.
Let's do this one. We'll see if we have time for the other one. Let's see. All right. Good old scrap right here. Good old fashioned scrap.
Squaring off.
Squaring off.
Oh, my shit froze. Wait.
Oh, hold up. Go ahead and pull it back. This video is a example of what we talk about: keeping your hands up.
I was just about to say, the guy in the black tank top. Like, what are you doing? Why are your hands like straight and down?
Ian, sometimes we don't know shit. Sometimes we don't know a goddamn thing.
Well, I'm not really good at math, but I can keep my hands up.
That's true.
Oh, this is great.
Oh, so darn, his
Uh-oh.
whole computer is shutting down. Like I was saying, Ian, sometimes we don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Go ahead and play it.
Neither of them have their hands up. I just. Oh!
Done. That was
I
a
didn't see
lazy
that
ass fucking
coming.
spinning back fist, dude. This shit was lazy as
Yeah.
Joe
fuck.
had that plan.
Wung his
He knew
arm.
he instigated this entire fight.
Why
'Cause
has he like
to hit at least one person with that?
why has he like studied this kid? Like why has he studied this guy? Like fucking he's like, I know his every move. I know his once he comes in at me, I can do a spinning back fist and it's gonna be easy. He's fucking doing tape for street fights and shit. Clean though. Lazy but clean. Listen, you gotta keep your hands up. But if you're this guy, don't listen to me.
Not.
Hey, that's a loophole in the extreme coaching that we were talking about. If I come in to sneak you and you dodge and you weave me and you hit me, then you're allowed to keep your hands down at that point. Guys, we are done recording for today. This is the end of the episode. Another episode gone by another day. Another episode with the OGs. Guys, we appreciate you for hanging out and supporting the podcast. Please continue to do so by watching the episodes, simply doing that and hanging out with us and enjoying. That's all we ask for. That's all we want. That's all we want to do, and we want you to be able to do it as well. Comment down below again. Let us know what you're thinking about what's happening in MMA right now. Tell us about what you think about what we're talking about. And as always, click that bell. And we appreciate you. Stay throwing hands out there. Stay safe. We'll see you next
Welcome
week.
to Throwing Hands.